This is Another Man's Nostalgia with John.
The actor seemed like he was dying. I don't know if it was just because he was like super old.
I think he was actually dying.
Chris.
Here's my stuff, gentlemen. Monogamy is not real.
Gentleman Collis.
And Justin.
I wish I had bonding moments with people I knew.
But
I never have any of those.
The episode starts now.
Hello everybody, welcome to Another Man's Nostalgia, where we revisit everybody's favorite shows, movies, and games from the mid-90s to the mid-2000s. Don't worry, we will take the bullet. Alright, so this week, ladies and gentlemen of Another Man's Nostalgia podcast land, we watched The Sandlot.
Yep. Week 2 of the baseball trilogy. And we watched The Sandlot.
yeah.
Sandlot.
Is there music for this? I don't remember.
I did not pay attention to the music.
Neither did I. So this movie is obviously a really big deal. A lot of famous lines in it that we'll probably talk about.
Yeah, a lot.
If you played
so many people
baseball,
like this movie when they
you
were
played
young.
baseball as a kid, this is a really big movie for
Sure.
you usually.
Yeah.
You know, and for a lot of people who like baseball, this is one of the best.
Yeah.
Especially if you grew up playing ball.
Yeah.
You know, because a lot of the interactions between the kids are just how people on your team would act towards you.
Yeah.
And did y'all play baseball when you were a kid?
Yeah.
Yeah, from like the time I was like 5 to 8.
See, I played up till high school.
This,
did,
but
I remember.
This was a really big boys movie.
It was.
Not a lot of girls really like watch this movie. It just just knowing
When they
this-
were young, yeah.
Yeah.
I think they got more into it when they were, because it is funny. I mean, there's some funny things that happen into it.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, you're probably right. So what about you, John? We talked a little bit about last week, but did you watch this show when you were little?
Yeah, I watched the movie a couple times. They showed this movie a lot at school.
Uh-huh.
So like
Wow.
I watched it a couple. Yeah, yeah, right.
That's bitching. Let's say that half the time.
Yeah. They did show this movie at school. I don't know what was it rated PG-13 or just PG.
It is PG. They
Really?
just cuss a
They
couple-
say a lot of cuss words in it.
Well, I think this was a little before PG-13 got really used a lot.
Yeah, it's either
Yeah.
PG or R.
I mean, he's still PG-13 because Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom really started that. But
The ratings used to be really crack. Like, they used to be terrible. Do you remember
But
Airplane was rated PG, and there's a naked girl in it?
yeah,
It's weird.
It took a lot to get an R
Yeah.
beforehand, and then once they created PG-13, now your PG movies are PG-13, your G movies are PG, and then your shit movies are G.
Yeah.
So-
What year did this come out, Justin?
93, I believe.
93? Okay.
okay.
93.
Yeah, go ahead, John.
But yeah, I just what I was telling you guys last week. My grandmother felt like it was very inappropriate, and
Yeah.
there was some inappropriate things in this movie, and I have them written down. But yeah, so I guess she just kind of convinced me that it wasn't really that it wasn't age appropriate.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was little, I didn't really think it was age appropriate. I haven't really watched it. I think the last time I watched this movie was I was in high school.
Okay.
And it was in the background. I didn't really watch it that much because I was in high school. They showed it at school, and I don't know what I was doing, but I wasn't watching the movie.
Yeah.
Uh,
Hit on some girls.
probably.
Talk about Dragon Ball Z.
What's her name? Pepper or something?
I swear, Dragon Ball Z's a good show. I swear you gotta watch it, dude.
Pulling his Yu-Gi-Oh cards out so you can look at them.
So watching this movie now, there was some things that I didn't think were appropriate for kids now. I don't know. And I felt like it was a really, really big boy movie. Some of the lines that were said, that I guess, at least in my opinion, it felt like it was demeaning to girls, and I don't feel like it would have held up now.
Oh God, no.
Maybe.
I don't think it would have.
Yeah.
This
I
is
think
not
they
a
would have
PC
been. I think they
movie
would
at
have been
all.
too big of
It's
a
definitely not a
backlash.
PC. Yeah. Okay. Is that
Chris,
it?
what was your?
Backlash for a kids movie.
Yeah.
Let me rephrase that. Not just a regular movie, but backlash for an age appropriate movie.
Right.
What about
Right.
you, Chris? What did you?
Kind of the same with John. Honestly, I didn't really watch it when I was little. A lot of my movie choices when I was little was based around my sister, and like John said, a lot of girls I don't think really watch this until they were older. So I didn't really watch this until I saw it every once in a while. I was on TV. I knew the lines that like everybody knew. But I think the problem with movies like this that have a lot of really good one-liners is that if you didn't see it when you were little and caught it before and you just hear the one-liners all the time, you go and watch it and it's not funny because all the one-liners are gone. You know what I mean? Like those are the funny parts, and it's like watching Anchorman now or Napoleon Dynamite. If you
For the
knew,
first time.
yeah, for the first time. If you knew all the lines already, you wouldn't find it funny. So that was kind of always my look at it. I tried to go and watching it this time into like with an open mind and like pretending like I didn't know those things.
Mm-hmm.
So we can talk a little bit about that when we get there. But
You're
when
killing me, Smalls.
okay, when are you gonna talk the whole time in just lines, just famous lines? But anyway, so but for the time, I wasn't really a fan. Go ahead, Justin. I know me and John are the outliers here. Most people love this movie and they loved it when they were little.
You're definitely the outliers because this was minute I got in was like in third, fourth grade. People were like, "Oh, you haven't seen Sandlot yet? You need to watch that movie."
Yeah.
Everybody on my team was like that, and yeah, we talked about that movie all the time. How we wish we could like have a field we all just went out and played on.
Yeah.
Because there was no Sandlot around where I grew up or anything like that. I spent plenty of time on the playing baseball, but man, play baseball every day. That sounded like the life.
Yeah,
This movie
It's a dream.
Do what?
It's a dream.
It is a dream.
but it's the kind of stuff you did though in the summers. You would like I would play a certain game just every day, every summer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Probably wasn't baseball, but like
No,
wall
it's
ball,
basketball.
kickball, foursquare. That was a big one. We used to play in my neighborhood.
I see what kind of kid you are.
Yeah.
Did play the big sports.
So
Well, I mean, like
Played-
with my friends, not like
Played
you
some
know.
chess.
all right, fun facts.
Yeah, let's get the
Couple
fun
fun
facts.
facts. All right, here we go. It's the fun facts. It's the fun fact of the Sandlot. That's all I got.
I like the original theme this time.
Yeah.
Or is that from?
That's when
It
the
kind of
song
sounded like a
from.
Boy Meets World.
It did. It did. I didn't know it was a song from there. Okay,
All right, so
Well done.
there's not a bunch of stuff about this movie,
which is
Looking at it.
surprising.
It was only shot in 42 days.
Really?
So it was shot really quickly. It was shot the two main characters, Benny and Smalls.
Yes.
They're the two main characters in this movie. They were actually they hung out 3 or 4 weeks before the movie, so they had the kids like hang out before the movie.
Yeah.
So much
So
that
forced
became
to be
so,
friends.
sort
Basically.
of, but they just to build chemistry. They
Yeah.
took them places and everything. And by the time they got with the other kids, like they thought they both knew each other forever.
Oh, that's cool.
Like so, they were really, really, really tight with each
So
other.
That's pretty cool.
So then they had to wait 30 years to film the last scene, right?
No,
Oh, okay.
but the guy who played Smalls,
I was confused. Okay.
the guy who played Smalls, Tom Geary,
Uh huh.
he was a Yankee fan in the movie, right? Babe Ruth, all that.
Yeah.
In real life, though, he's a Red Sox fan.
Nice.
He was a hardcore like Red Sox fan.
That's funny.
So I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah.
We meet the mom and dad first.
Yep.
So I just kind of jump into the movie now because it kind of goes with the fact a little
Okay.
bit.
Organic.
So,
Like it.
I hate you. So we find out that Small's dad died
Uh-huh.
when he was really, really young, and so his dad is his stepdad,
Yeah.
which is kind of weird to think about because he doesn't call him dad. He calls him, I guess, whatever his
Bill.
name is.
Well, he
Bill or
calls
whatever.
he does it like he's like Bill. I mean Dad. I mean.
Like if
He,
he's
he
li-
keeps
if,
going back and forth.
Yeah.
like if he was really, really little, you would think he would call him dad.
Yeah.
Everybody's different, obviously.
Yeah.
But I just thought that was a little weird. The dad,
He's
you know
a
who
jerk,
dad,
by the way. I feel like his dad's a jerk.
Well, you know who the dad is?
Dennis Leary.
Dennis Leary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know who the mom is?
No.
She
recognize
doesn't
her from
seem famous
anywhere?
At all. No.
Did you remember the first Indiana Jones movie?
Yeah.
The girl, the main girl?
She's pretty.
That's Karen Allen.
Really?
Yep, that's the same chick.
Oh, I didn't really see that.
Yep.
That's interesting.
Her hair's like really like a lot bigger in this movie, like very 50s styled.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard because you're used to seeing her having like long flowing hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, she is really pretty.
She is.
You know, she's still really pretty now. She's like 50 or 60 years old.
Is she?
She doesn't look like she aged
Justin
very
looked
much.
her up.
Well, no, she was in the fourth Indiana Jones movie that doesn't really exist.
Yeah.
'Cause it sucks.
Yeah.
But she still looked pretty. She looked young for her age. So we meet the boys.
Meet the boys.
Meet the
Boys
boys.
town.
Who's your favorite kid out of the little group there?
Probably Squints.
Squinch is pretty good. What about you, John?
I don't know. The guy with the glasses?
Yeah.
Oh, no, the fat kid.
That kid.
Ham.
That's your favorite?
I like Ham and Squints.
Yeah.
They're really the only two that get a good amount of screen time, anyways.
It's a little unfortunate that they
You know,
I didn't
think
think
Ham.
I didn't think the kid with the glasses was a really good actor.
Squints is pretty funny.
I mean,
he
he has funny lines, but I don't think he's a good actor.
Yeah.
I think Ham, that's his name, right? I think he does a really, really good job.
Who else was there? There was the.
There was Yeah.
Yeah. He was pretty funny.
The brothers. I don't remember the brothers' names.
They repeat.
usually.
The younger one repeats the older
Yeah,
one.
I think his name is literally Repeat.
Yeah, the guy
So-
who. Yeah, he is. Is Pete and Repeat? Is that right?
Yeah, I think so. Like,
Yeah. And then.
So original.
and then you have the guy who becomes a hippie. I don't remember his name, but that's like my favorite line.
The tall guy with the glasses.
Yeah.
let's wait till the end because those were some really
That's
good,
my favorite line from the end.
really good epilogue things there.
And then you have the kid who gets the dust put on, who has like no personality. It falls on him at the end. And he like walks out with dust. It's like his only line.
Yeah,
Yeah, the black kid. I don't know his name either.
they don't get too many. Most of the other kids don't get too.
Yeah,
many.
it's really they really don't like flush out the other characters other than Ham.
which that's
Squints.
it's kind of hard to do.
Yeah,
when you got
Yeah.
9 of them.
yeah,
but you can
But it's an hour and 40 minutes.
yeah,
Like you could do it.
yeah, yeah.
But they decided to use their time.
you get the
doing
point
other
that
things.
they're all friends. I
Sure,
don't even
yeah.
know everybody's little backstory.
Yeah. So what happens was what's the main guy's name? Smalls.
Yeah,
Killing me,
You
Smalls.
know Smalls.
Well, like his. I was thinking about his like original.
I don't know,
name,
they always call
like
him
other than
Smalls.
Smalls. But anyway, he follows.
Benny.
He follows Benny to the Sandlot, and he has a plastic glove instead of a real glove
Right.
that he got when he was 6.
Yeah, yeah.
I thought it was funny.
He doesn't know how to catch or anything.
Pretty bad.
It's
Yeah, he
pretty
can't catch or throw.
Yeah,
and it's
I love
pretty
how he
sad.
rolls the ball to him,
or
hand it to him.
or he'll run up and hand it to
Yeah,
him.
yeah,
And so he
Yeah,
asks Bill to teach him how to throw.
yeah. The
you
dad,
know.
and he
And-
says too busy, pretty much.
Yeah.
Well, what happens is he tries to catch a ball, and every single person laughs at him, so he leaves.
Yeah, he can't do anything. And then, but Benny gives him a ball, gives him a new hat 'cause his hat is.
Or he gives him a glove.
a glove. I'm sorry, what did I say?
A
that's
ball.
later.
Oh,
That's later.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
right, first.
Good
his
for him
da-
for going over there and trying to meet friends.
Yeah. First, his dad tries to teach him how to throw. So
Yeah.
they're out in the backyard,
Which
and he's
is
throwing
kinda-
it way too hard
Yeah.
to the kid.
He is throwing way too hard, and then he keeps repeating himself.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
He's
need
not
to keep
showing
it-
him how to
You-
throw
yeah,
the
he-
ball.
Right.
And he's if okay, so like let's say that you're trying to get coached,
Yeah.
and you're making a mistake, but he keeps repeating what you need to be doing. No,
It'd be
you need to
frustrating.
do something else.
Yeah. We've had coaches like that.
Yeah. Or yeah, we won't talk about it.
Yeah.
So so they go to. So he goes back to the Sandlot,
Yep.
and
Oh, but he got hit in the eye with the ball.
Yeah, he got hit,
Oh,
in
that's
the,
right.
he
got
got
black
hit in the eye with it.
when
Yeah.
he was playing catch with his dad.
So he goes back to the Sandlot, tries to play. So they're playing. They're just hitting the ball around, and Benny hits it to him, and he completely misses it, and he runs the ball back over to the pitcher.
This is hilarious.
And so
Yeah.
Benny's like, okay, so he actually teaches him how to throw the ball.
Yep.
He's like, but I can't catch it. And he's like, that's okay, I'll hit it right to you. You
Which
know,
is-
and it just kind of shows you how good Benny was at this point because he hits it right into
Almost too
Small's
good.
glove.
Unrealistically good.
Yeah.
I don't think pros can do that.
He could get into that area.
Oh, sure.
But once again, it's
He
Yeah.
he
it's
sticks
fine.
the glove in the air,
Yeah.
and Benny hits it right into the glove.
like
Right into the
spits
ball.
on it beforehand, but it kind of shows you that Benny's like on another level than
Sure.
the other kids.
And it's probably fabricated a little bit. Like, it's how they remember it. Like,
Yeah.
how Beast is huge. It's how they remember it being.
Because this is him recollecting everything
Yeah, exactly,
about
yeah.
the Sandlot.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things in this movie that seem out of this world, which probably are not true.
Yeah, yeah.
We also missed something real fast. When you see Bill, like when you first meet him,
Yeah.
he is decorating this room that has all these trophies and they're like all baseball trophies. So
Yeah.
like, he's like a big baseball, I guess a player when he was younger.
Probably.
And he's like a big baseball nut.
Yeah.
And then there's this one thing that is on this on his desk.
Yeah.
And it's a Babe Ruth signed baseball. which
Smalls
is-
has no idea who that is.
Yeah, and Smalls doesn't
important.
know who that is.
Even after he's told a
and
couple
I
times.
looked it up how much that's worth.
I looked it up too.
I got 10,000 to 20,000.
I got for a pristine one. They said like 300,000, but his wasn't really pristine. It was
No.
used.
And this was the 50s, so
got-
it was only about maybe 20 years after
Yeah. After-
Babe
yeah.
had played.
I think
So
it's-
it was
but,
probably a lot
hey,
more common.
And I also looked up the signature to Babe Ruth. It's pretty similar.
yeah.
Like
All the
what they
pictures that you
signed.
so all the pictures you see of Babe Ruth are real pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Besides the obvious last
And
one.
when he
being-
comes out of the closet and talks to him, it's real.
Okay.
It's real Babe Ruth.
Okay. Here.
We'll get to
I
it.
think when I first saw this movie, I think I was like 6.
Uh-huh.
And I asked my dad after I saw this because he's seen this movie before, like before I did.
Yeah.
And I go, "Hey, Dad, is that real Babe Ruth?"
God, you're
Did they-
dumb.
and he goes, and my dad goes, "Yeah." Like they just they
Probably because
they use-
my son's super stupid.
they computerized them,
Nice.
and they made him into a real person.
Nice.
I was like, they could do so much stuff with computers.
Well, the guy who played him, I couldn't find out what part he played on, but he did have a recurring role in Boy Meets World.
He was in one episode.
So,
I know what episode it is.
Yeah.
Oh, it's 2 episodes. Yep.
so
We're gonna get there. I'm not gonna tell you what happens in it because it's a good one.
anyways,
Season 6.
Oh, okay.
Season 6.
anyways, so
Yeah, 'cause we're going around
once once Smalls catches the ball, the kids kind of like they bring him into the group.
Yep.
They go, okay, Benny thinks he's cool, so he's cool with us. So they go to this like I guess grocery store thing. They're outside getting food, and they're like, oh yeah, I want to be like the Great Bambino.
Yeah.
And Smalls is like,
That's a good
who?
one.
And they're like, they all stop dead.
Yeah.
They're like, what? Like the Salt and the SWAT.
Yeah.
You know,
They go on for a long
The
time.
Titan of Terror, they have all these names for. He's like, you're killing me, Smalls.
And my favorite line is,
Oh, yeah, the Great Bambino. Of course. I thought you said the Great Bambi. That wimpy deer?
that's really good.
And this is the first time you kind of see how much they rag on each other so badly.
Yeah.
And it gets better from here
You see
on
the
out.
personalities of the kids. It's really
So when Benny's introducing him to everybody, like all the kids, every time they say his name, they just like spit right in front of him.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
So I think so. We kind of misplaced the part where Smalls caught the ball.
Yeah.
But I forgot the few parts that they talk about. He's like, he can't be in this group. He's an L7 weenie.
Is that where this came from?
Oscar
Yeah.
Myers.
Yeah. That's where this came from?
Yep, I think so.
Nice.
It's the time I remember it.
And then like he goes, what are you laughing at? Yeah, you look like a duck.
Yeah. And so Benny runs out to him, talking to him.
Yeah.
And they're all like, "Jeez, Benny, my clothes will be out of style by the time you hit it again."
That's pretty funny. I like the hat he's wearing. It's like a comically large bill
Yeah.
on that thing. Like,
Oh, the fish hat.
yeah.
Yeah, and so he gives him like another hat.
Yeah.
At the end,
Yeah,
after
Benny's
the.
such a good guy.
I do like Benny.
Yeah.
And so then Benny hits it out. I think it's Benny who hits it out, or no, it's Ham.
It's Ham.
Who hits it out next.
And they all hit him with stuff as he's trying to run the bases.
But he hits it out of the ballpark, and
Yeah.
Smalls is like, "Oh, I'll go get it," and they all stop and they freak.
Yep.
Because behind the fence
Yep.
is the beast.
Yes.
And this is where that whole thing, the recollection thing, is coming into play.
Yeah, because he's massive.
He's ma-
His paw like touches the ball.
Yeah.
It's like it's a marble or something. Yeah.
So how they set this up is they're like, "But who's the beast?" And they go, "Sleep out." So they had a treehouse built
Yeah.
over the fence there. And the other funny part,
Hey, you want a s'more? S'more what? No, you want a s'more. I haven't had anything yet, so how can I have some more of nothing? Shut up! You're killing me, Smalls.
and once again, "You're killing me, Smalls."
Yeah, I say it a lot in this. More than I thought they did.
And so Squints tells the story of the beast. It's kind of hard to follow, so I don't remember the whole thing. But basically, the beast was a guard dog, and he killed a bunch of people who tried to get into the junkyard.
Yep.
And so they locked him up forever in there.
Yep.
Forever.
That's right, yep.
That's a famous.
Also
line,
in this
too.
scene-
Isn't that a famous
Forever.
line?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So next part is probably one of my favorite parts. It's Squints and Yeah.
Yeah.
They go out of the drugstore because they have to go buy a ball.
Yeah.
You know, and they see Wendy Peppercorn. They zoom right in her ass.
Okay.
And he's like,
She is a
And I wrote that down. And I was like, they zoomed right in the ass shot, and this is a kids movie.
Yeah.
but anyway, so Yaya's giving him a hard time, but then
Yeah.
later Yaya's like, oh yeah, she's a babe.
Yeah. I mean, she is.
So
he goes
when I
back-
was little, guess who had a crush on when I was little? Just saying. Thought she was good looking.
they go back to the
Are you
Sandlot.
surprised?
Have you ever made a list of all
I need to.
of all the girls you had crushes on?
You know that game that we played last week? It should just be all girls from mine. Let's do Ren. Let's do the pink Power Ranger.
the sweater girl from
Let's do the
Smart
Amazon
House?
girl from the Power Ranger movie.
Oh man, okay. The
So-
grandma from Hey Arnold. What?
The
So they both go back.
the werewolf from Johnny
Golly.
Bravo.
Okay.
All right. So they go back to the Sandlot. It's really hot. So they all. And the funny thing is, Benny wants to keep playing.
Yeah, this is the only time they can convince him is if they go to the pool. That's the only time they
Yeah.
can convince him to stop playing baseball.
And they also mentioned Playboy in this movie,
Which is really
too.
funny. I like that one. It says, since we've all lied about seeing the Playboy before,
We never have.
we never have. Yeah,
But
Going
the
to-
pool is the next best thing.
Yeah.
That's what they say.
So Ham.
And it's funny. Ham walks past
It's
those girls.
strutting.
He goes, "Hey, I remember you.
Hey,
oh,
sexy."
Before
He's
there's
got
a-
some confidence.
Yeah, before there's a cannonball and it splashes them.
yeah.
Pretty good.
It's pretty great. And then probably the most famous scene
Yep.
in the movie.
Well,
so,
this is my favorite scene in the movie.
It's pretty good. It's probably my
So
favorite too.
Squints is like, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
You know, so he goes to the deep end. He dives in. They're like, why is he going over there? He can't swim.
Right. Yep.
And so Wendy goes and saves her, and she's doing CPR on him. And they're like, come on. Come on, Squints,
it
come
keeps
on.
zooming in on his face.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, he wakes up, and he's like, he just winks, got a sly smile, and he just goes to town and starts making out with
It's
her.
pretty good. He closed his eyes
She's
again.
doing mouth to mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Smalls is like, oh, he's in the shit now.
Yeah. And they all run
Yeah,
away.
like what the? How many cuss words did they have in this movie?
There's a lot.
said
They say
hell,
bitch. They say
damn
bitching
it,
a lot.
Bitch. They said I don't know what else.
It's pretty funny.
Yep.
And so they run off, and they're like, we never thought Squints would do it, because apparently he's bad at playing the whole time.
Yeah.
And at the end, he's like, he goes up to the fence, and he's like staring at her, and she like, puts her little sunglasses down.
That was cute.
He gives her a smile.
That was cool.
That was
A
really
little foreshadowing for later
Yep.
here in a little bit.
I like how he goes,
He had kissed a woman, and he had kissed her long and good. We got banned from the pool forever that day, but every time we walked by after that, the lifeguard looked down from her tower, right over at Squints, and smiled.
Kind of sexual harassment, though.
a little bit.
So there is a little kid
but it's
behind.
funny. He's 10 years old. She's like 19.
She's
in real
19.
life.
Yeah. And she's playing someone older at this point.
Is she?
Yeah, I think she's supposed to be in her early 20s or
Is she?
something.
Yeah.
But the director, who's also the narrator, by the way, so the director, David Evans,
Oh,
he's the narrator as well.
Okay.
During the pool scene, he had to tell Squints, actor, not to use tongue.
I mean,
Because
what did you go for it?
Because apparently the kids were talking about that too. Like they knew that scene was coming up, and the director caught wind of it,
That's funny.
and he told the actor, he told this actor, he goes, "You cannot use your tongue."
That's funny. Next episode is 4th of July, I think.
Which is pretty
Or
cool.
not next, but next scene. Yeah.
Pretty cool. You see Ham just getting all the food
Yeah.
before he's
yeah.
running over.
Fat jokes. Big in the
Fat
90s. They called him Ham.
90s fat jokes. Yep.
He really wasn't even that kind of. He was just kind of chubby though.
Yeah.
You would think that he would be be a little fitter because he played every day.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I guess he ate too much.
I think they probably made like 50s fat. Like that's what. 50s.
Yeah, because he's somebody who was a very active person.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, the fireworks scene, that's one of my favorite
It's a
scenes
cool
too.
idea that they play at night because the fireworks light up the sky.
Yeah.
Which wouldn't really be a thing, but it's a cool idea.
And then my second favorite part of the movie.
All right, so then the tigers come. That's
Yeah.
So they are the tigers.
Yeah.
So they're not
this
the
is
Panthers.
this is pretty
or
obvious.
the Lions, Chris.
Nope, definitely the tigers.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it's tigers.
Okay.
This is a pretty obvious
Sharks.
ploy to show kind of the,
Yeah.
I think, the money gap between the families.
Yeah,
'Cause
sure.
obviously they weren't all super off. They were all middle class.
Yep.
They all had. All the parents had money and they lived a comfortable life.
Yeah.
But these kids were obviously had a bunch of money.
Right.
Or they were older. One of the two.
Yeah.
I couldn't figure out, but there was some advantage that these kids had.
Probably money.
You know, I'm going to assume money.
Yeah.
Or maybe they were just in a league. Maybe they're in like a.
But that would
professional league
imply
or
that they
something.
were so. Even in baseball now, so like when I was growing up, you had two different kind of circuits. You had the public leagues, which I did, and then you had your select leagues.
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah, because when I was little, I thought select leagues were like, oh, these kids are a lot better, but really it's just
Yeah, it's
money.
just you pay a bunch of money.
Yeah.
That's really all it
You
is.
see, that's what I thought when I was little too.
But I think it's because those kids
Because
would get better because they got paid. They paid money to get better, and then they always seemed better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was kind of a. But I was
wait,
never, I was
like
never
when you were
select.
little, the it was like portrayed like if you were in a select league, you were better than
Yeah.
everyone else.
Yeah.
So they're fighting over who's better or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, like fart sniffer. You know, puss licker.
Whoa.
You know,
Is that one of
I don't
them?
think
sorry,
that was
puss.
one of them.
It's just that puss licker.
I don't think that was it.
Puss, not puss licker.
My gosh.
How's that an insult?
Oh, dude, I remember that
But if
one.
they would have said that, it would have been like, "Whoa, have
It
you
was
done
puss.
That really escalated quickly.
that?" That escalated quickly.
Like, yeah, so.
Oh man.
Okay. It's like, wait, what?
So it keeps escalating beyond that.
Honestly, when Justin said it, I was like, "God, they said that, and I didn't catch it."
So they keep throwing back
Oh
insults.
man. Okay.
You
Yeah.
know, and then he goes,
You play ball like a girl!
very
Ooh.
PC.
I love the drop. Yeah, that's true. That is a PC line. Yeah.
Very, very
You sure they
PC.
didn't say you throw like a puss?
You feel like a puss licker. And so that really riles up the team.
They're completely shocked. They're like, oh my gosh. Like, how dare
I
you?
can't believe you just said that.
Yeah.
What? And so the next day they play at their field, which is obviously
Yes.
super nicer. And the first scene is just Ham just behind the plate, just screwing with them.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
all
pretty
right,
funny.
short game. I got lunch.
That's
Yeah.
my favorite. That's my favorite.
Is it?
Yeah, lines.
Or he's like,
in the movie.
hey, is that your sister in left field naked? So here
Think
comes
she
the
would go
heat.
out with me?
Yeah. That's pretty good.
No, it was good.
And then they're just crushing these guys.
Yeah.
You know, they're terrible
Yeah.
at playing.
Yeah. It's
And it was pretty funny to see.
Yeah.
You know, and then Benny hits the home run, and I wish they kind of came back, but you know, because it was kind of a one-off thing. But it was one of my favorite scenes, just to show like since they played every day, how good they were,
Yeah.
and how good they played as a team to
Yeah.
begin with.
I think it was cool to show for sure.
At first, when I again, I haven't seen this movie in a while. I thought they were gonna be like the antagonist of the movie for a
Yeah,
little bit.
because a lot of these movies are like that at this time. Like,
Yeah.
you play a team with like it's like really like prestigious and like the
Uh-huh.
best team, and then see
But
if they
it was
would-
just like a one-off,
Which is kinda interesting. I like
they
the
were in
change.
the movie for like 7 minutes,
but it's not the
and they
point of
just
the
left.
story, and that's what I think is interesting. About
And if
it.
there's one
Yeah.
thing I didn't like about the movie, it is that it jumps around a lot,
It does,
but it is a recollection of his memories.
sure,
But it still could have been a little more tighter
yeah,
in the storyline because you don't get to the actual real problem here until for a little bit longer.
It's like an hour into the movie,
Which-
until
Not even
the
that.
middle.
It's more like an hour 15 because the next scene is the chewing tobacco scene.
I loved it. I did not
That was
remember. I did not remember the scene at all.
So
I was
See,
com-
when it came to like chewing tobacco, like I remember doing that for the first time. I chewed tobacco.
Oh, yeah?
and I almost threw up like doing it.
really,
Yeah, I didn't need no roller coaster to almost throw up off of
So,
it. Like I almost threw up doing it.
that's crazy.
But I thought it was hilarious that whole scene because you know they're so excited to get it. Like this is all the pros do.
Yeah.
You know how because and I was in my head I'm just like yeah the pros also did cocaine
Yeah.
before they went to pitch. And then there's the scene right after when his dad Bill is leaving.
Yeah.
She's like.
Oh, yeah.
Why don't you look so good? He's like, oh, no, I'm fine, Mom.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, he just threw up all last night from doing chewing tobacco.
Well,
I would like-
I was thinking that scene. I was like, well, she told him to get in trouble a little
Yeah,
bit, and
yeah.
he did.
I just have to point out that Babe Ruth is definitely mentioned in the scene right at the carnival, like by name. He's not called like Bambino or all the other nicknames. He's literally called
Babe
Babe
Ruth.
Ruth. So there's a
Yeah.
little bit of plot hole that he didn't figure out who Baby Ruth was.
Oh, I don't know.
But anyways, okay. So then they're playing again.
And Benny's up to bat,
Yes.
and he hits the ball and smashes the leather off of it.
Yep.
Unwinds it.
Yep.
Because that was his legend. Since the leather's off the baseball, they go. Smalls goes, "Oh, I have a baseball at my house." So he goes, grabs the baseball, which is the Babe Ruth signed ball.
Right.
So Smalls gets the bat. What?
I'm waiting for it.
No comment.
Chris thinks there's a plot hole here.
Go ahead.
Anyways, so Smalls gets the hit, and he hits it right over the fence.
His first home run ever, probably.
First home run ever, and he hits the Babe Ruth ball right over the fence.
Yep.
And he freaks out.
It was about to say, that's like a bittersweet moment right there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
He's in the biggest pickle of his
They
life.
say
I
that
hated
too many
that.
times. They say like 5 times. I counted.
It cringed
It's a
me.
baseball
Like,
term.
They say it 4 times. This maybe I counted.
It's a baseball term.
It's annoying. The biggest pickle I've ever been in.
It really did
Yeah.
make me cringe
Yeah.
every time they said it.
I think maybe it's his voice.
I don't know.
Yeah. A little bit.
Maybe it's just the same.
So they have to
Biggest
find.
goal.
Biggest pickle I've ever been in.
So they had to find a way to get the ball back.
Yeah.
Right. So
You just say it's a big shit storm.
my
It's a hurricane.
my favorite way is he uses his connectors, which is kind of
That's
cool.
pretty funny. I like my favorite is Yaya
Open the scoop.
as the
Close the scoop.
as using the catcher mitt as a bungee,
Yeah.
where he like tries to get hovered over it and grab the ball.
Yeah, they were like really good engineers. Like if you're
Yeah.
thinking about this, like real kids, and then
Yeah,
like,
they're pretty
building all this
pretty
stuff.
creative ways.
Yeah.
And then that night,
We get
Benny has a dream.
Oh, yeah, they tried 3 times.
Well,
and
Smalls
they
has
don't, they don't succeed those 3
Yeah,
times.
well, Smalls has a dream. He just gets smacked by a big
That
baseball.
was just funny.
But Benny had a real dream, and Benny is met by the real Babe Ruth, according to John.
Played by
According to
Henry,
my dad.
played by Henry
It's
Aaron,
not me.
which I don't know. And like you say, he's in Boy Meets World, and he has a really cool voice. And what he says the famous line. What's the famous line?
What famous line?
Heroes get remembered, but legends never die.
Oh yeah, I don't really think about that line.
Okay.
Well, I just,
then
like,
he
I
pretty
just
much-
like you're killing me,
He
Smalls.
just thinks of obscure lines. That wasn't an obscure
You're
line.
right. I'm sorry.
Play the music.
I can't.
Anyways, but yeah, the Babe Ruth scene's pretty cool
It is.
because it kind of foreshadowed.
It
That
wasn't
wasn't
an
even me.
obscure line.
That wasn't even me that time.
I know.
But
it wasn't obscure. I've heard it like 10 times.
now you know how I
before.
feel. Anyways, so it's basically telling. He's basically telling Benny he can do whatever he can.
Yeah.
But
only if he has a pair of PF Flyers.
PF Flyers,
Sorry.
which
go
were
Which is a real
pair-
shoe.
ahead. It was a real shoe. Yep.
Yeah.
It is still, I
Yeah.
believe.
In the 1930s is when it came out. Pretty cool.
I looked. I
Basically,
looked,
like Converse.
I looked it
Yeah.
up online, and it still has the same saying.
Really?
What is it? It's
Fly higher or jump higher or run faster or
Yeah,
whatever.
run faster, jump higher. Or
That's
something like that.
funny.
Yeah.
The shoe that makes every kid run faster.
Yeah.
So he gets those
It's
on.
just a pair of Converse.
Right.
I top Converse.
He jumps the fence and tries to get the ball, and the beast gets out, and there's basically a big chase scene through the neighborhood
Yeah.
with Benny.
Yeah.
And it ends
Oh.
up. Go ahead.
We forgot something. So Babe Ruth, he takes like a card, and it has some type of player on it.
Oh, it's
Oh,
Hank, it's
yeah.
Hank Aaron.
And he puts it in his back pocket.
What?
It's Hank Aaron
Yes.
who broke his home run record a few I think it would have been 10 years after that.
Oh, I thought it was.
Oh, I thought it was the black guy.
I thought-
it
yeah.
was
Yes, that's
James
Hank Aaron.
James Earl Jones? That's what I'm talking about. I thought it was James Earl Jones.
That's what I thought.
No, it's
too.
Hank Aaron.
Oh, so it's an actual player.
Yes, that's
That's
actual
just-
player.
That's just a little shout out.
I thought it was. I thought it was a shout out
That makes
to.
that makes more sense. Though.
Yeah,
It's
no,
like a
it
shout-
does.
Yeah.
No, I thought it was a shout out to like, oh,
They did know each
you're
other.
gonna need to talk to this specific
Yeah.
player like later on, or you're gonna talk to this specific player later on.
That makes more sense though. It's interesting.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it's Hank Aaron who is, in my mind, the actual career home run leader. Barry Bonds cheated.
Yep.
Anyways,
Roid it up.
so they're running around the neighborhood, and it ends up. I can't remember who stops the beast under the fence.
Benny jumps over the fence, and then the dog breaks through the fence, and then
Yep.
that's when the fence falls down,
Yeah.
and the fence falls on the dog, which
Yeah.
is kind of sad.
It is.
I'm a big dog person, and that was a sad.
Well, then it's
moment.
like he's like whimpering and stuff.
yeah,
It's
he's like
sad.
whimpering like he's hurt.
Yeah, and then they pick it up.
Benny and Smalls pick it up.
Smalls' idea. Benny's kind of shell shocked by the whole thing, and then he finally helps, and they pick it up, and then they decide that they'll tell the owner.
Well, the dog is like nice now.
Yeah, like he looks some.
Yeah.
The dog was always nice.
Yeah.
You have to remember, it's this kind of now showing the theory that this was. I don't
All
think
in
it's a
their
theory.
head.
It was all in their head how big he was and everything.
And how scary it was.
And they meet Darth Vader.
All right, so before we get into that, I'm going to say a very unpopular opinion.
Here we go.
I think that this movie would have been so much better if they would have just had the ball go over the fence, and they were like, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? And then they decided to go talk to the owner. I think this would have been better. I think that this was this part of the movie, the tone was so different than the rest. Them building everything, all the little funny little physical comedy, and then getting chased through the town by the dog. I think the tone was so different than the rest of the movie that it kind of killed it. Personally, I think it picked back up once he meet James Earl Jones' character. But I think that part of the movie was terrible.
Do I think it's the weakest
I
part?
don't agree with that.
I think it's the weakest part.
It doesn't match
But I
the
don't
tone
think
at all.
I disagree.
Yeah, I disagree too.
I think
Okay.
it's just
Well,
I think it's just fun and they're
yeah.
being.
Let's get more
See,
into it.
this right here, it makes it more of a kiddish movie.
But that's
Like
okay.
the tone. Okay, think about it. Like when it comes to the tone of the rest of the movie, it's funny for like, I guess like a kid type of age, but this is like more of like a kid humor type of thing.
So what? Okay. We'll talk about it more when we get into the.
Like I can
Well,
understand.
we know you're wrong, so it's okay.
I can understand
No, I have-
an adult not liking that part, but I could totally see a kid really enjoying all that stuff.
I would agree, but if you're gonna make it that way, make the whole movie that way. Don't just throw it in.
Why would you have to though?
But what part of the
Because
movie will be
it
made
shifts
that
the
way?
tone. What?
What tone? What tone are you talking about?
This whole movie is based on this guy's 50s nostalgia, right? It's like
he has nostalgia for trying to get the ball.
it's like
from
seeing
it.
the girl. It's like seeing the girl and having your friend kiss him, pretending about the whole Playboy thing, playing baseball, in the
and then
middle of
trying
the
to
night.
get your baseball away from the mean person, the crazy
by building gadgets and by doing stupid stuff like having the harness get.
And do you really think they actually did that? It's a exaggeration.
Okay, but it's a lot
of
more
what they
exaggerated
tried.
than the rest of the stuff that happens in this movie.
About a huge ass dog that killed people. That's That's more of an exaggeration.
No, because that's a story they heard. That's not what they actually saw.
And you're not actually seeing what they saw because at the end of the movie, the dog is smaller.
Mommy, Daddy, stop arguing.
Whatever. I'll get into it when I give points.
It doesn't make any sense what you're trying to say. It fits the
I-
film
I-
Obviously
exactly.
it does.
I don't think it does at all.
I see Chris's point of view. For an adult, I could see the reason why you would think that.
Because
not
you
to have
hold
that
on,
in there.
no, hold on.
But for a
You
kid,
believe?
I think you should.
You believe it's his recollection, right?
Yes.
If it's his recollection, then everything is going to be over the top with that part. Things are going to be over the top like that.
But it's too over the top.
How's it too? I can't.
There's a difference
I can't
between,
do
There's a
it.
difference between saying Benny hit the ball right into my hand than saying that
Or
I
Benny
built-
smashing the glove.
I
over that.
engineered a complete robot to go across the thing and scoop up the ball perfectly.
Now, how do you know they even were able to even do that? It's another exaggeration in his head.
It's too
It's probably just
far-fetched.
as crappy. It's probably just as crappy as you're thinking in your head. That's for real.
Okay,
So a huge 20-foot dog is not far fetched.
you're wrong.
No, I'm right.
No, you're not. You're wrong.
I don't know why you're digging your hole here
I'm not digging
with
a
that
hole.
exaggeration.
No, I'm
I-
like okay. To me, it's like
I agree with Justin on this one.
well, you're
Sorry,
wrong.
man.
No.
We'll get more into it later.
I disagree with Justin on the last podcast, but I agree with him now.
It's fine. You can agree with them, but it's my opinion.
Because I'm right.
So then they talk to James Earl Jones. They go up there, and oh man, his voice is so awesome. And he
His
plays-
voice is always awesome.
And he plays a really good blind guy. Like he does a good job with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. So this is the owner of the dog.
Yes.
Yeah. This is the
And the owner-
the nice dog.
The dog is named Hercules, which
Yeah.
is kind of funny. So he's a little big, apparently, because they would name Hercules if he wasn't big, right?
Yeah.
And James Earl Jones realizes that they're in the biggest pickle they could ever be in. He says, "You're in trouble, don't you?" Because he's like holding the ball and figuring out what's happening.
Yeah.
And he says, "Why don't you go take one of those over there?" And they're like, "Okay, but it's completely different." And the ball they get is signed by all the 37?
Yeah, something like that.
30
The
Yankees
world
with,
champion
with
Yankee
Mickey
team.
Mantle, Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, was he in it? I think he was. They overlapped a little bit. And so it's like crazy. And you find out this guy played with them, but he got hit with a foul ball and went blind. Did that happen?
I think he
No,
got hit
he's
with
a fake.
pitch.
It's a fake character.
I think he got
No,
hit-
I don't mean he's not a real character, but this has ever happened in baseball.
I'm sure at some point.
I think it knocks
Yeah,
the
I'm
corneas,
sure-
I guess.
Yeah, I'm sure it's happened.
Especially back then, they probably couldn't fix it. I think now they could probably replace your corneas back in, but
Probably.
yeah.
Yeah.
If
I'm
it gets
sure,
loose.
yeah, I'm sure if it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, no, it is kind of crazy that he went blind from like a.
But the pitcher
I don't know
he's
what-
in
I
is
think it was a
actually
pitch.
the pitcher he's
But-
in
Yeah.
is a real pitcher.
Oh, yeah?
It's Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, and Jimmy. I can't remember his last name, but they replaced Jimmy with James Earl Jones. They inputted his face. So all the pictures, historic pictures you see, are real pitchers,
Except for that one.
except for that one. It's a real pitcher. They just inserted him into the picture.
That's interesting. Good.
So what he does, he gets that baseball. He replaced it because the baseball that's Bill's, his dad's or his stepdad's, is like all messed up.
Yeah. Yeah. And I like
Because
his
the dog
comment.
chewed it up.
They're like, we can't accept this. Like, you don't know how bad this ball is or whatever. And he says, I'll tell you what, if you come over once a week and talk baseball with me, we'll call it even. Which is really cool and kind of sad. Like, this guy's probably really lonely, and all he wants to do is talk about baseball. You know what I mean?
He loves baseball. Like,
Yeah.
you can see all the memorabilia that he has.
And what's he going to do with that?
You can't see it. You can't enjoy it.
He feels it all the time.
For all he knows, it's not even really signed by them. It's like, yeah, this
It's
is a
kind of
nice
messed up.
ball.
It's kind of messed up.
Who's Mickey Randall?
Who's Seymour Butts?
So your dad gave you a Babe Ruth ball, but it got messed up.
Yeah.
Would you rather have the Babe Ruth ball that's messed up, or would you rather have the ball that's signed by the whole entire team of that year?
Well, he keeps both.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, it's at the end.
Yeah, it's in the end of the movie.
When he's in the press box, he has 3 balls. He has the fake Babe Ruth ball that they signed, the actual Babe Ruth one that's chewed up, and the signed ball.
Oh, he does?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Which is kind of cool, but we'll talk about that.
Pay attention, John.
Oh, I thought James Earl Jones, like, he kept the...
No, I don't think so. I think he said it was
kept the
going to be a
other
fair
one.
trade. But I
I'm
think
sure when he died, he took the ball.
maybe.
He went to his house.
Or he just,
This is mine.
Or he just grabbed another chewed up ball from outside and just traded him out when he wasn't looking.
Well, he's never
He's
looking.
never looking.
You can't tell.
That's good. And so,
Oh, man.
okay.
So everybody's happy. Hercules
He
becomes
just
the
took it
mascot.
one time when they were having their little weekly talk.
Exactly. Yeah, I love baseball too. Whoop. So they didn't make that noise because Angel doesn't even know. Anyway, so yeah, then you find out what happens to all the kids.
Yep.
Pretty great.
So Burt, my favorite's Burt got really into the '60s, and no one ever saw him again.
I think Yaya invented went bungee jumping a lot.
because he had that thing.
Re and repeat.
That according to Justin didn't really happen, but he made a bungee jumping thing out of it. So
No.
it's all
Stop
fun
it.
and games. It's all fun.
Stop.
Fake.
You're wrong. Just stop. Just stop digging your hole over there.
I'm not digging a hole.
All right.
Hambino, the great Hambino.
Yeah, I'm wrestler.
Yeah.
Squints married Wendy and had 9 kids.
Yeah. And then you find out that the last person to leave was Benny and Smalls. Small was the very last person to leave because
Yeah.
Hercules lived 100 and how long they say?
19 in doggy years.
Yeah, 119.
No, 150 something dog years.
Yeah,
Something like that in doggy years.
Yeah.
yeah.
So he was probably like 20, 21 years old.
But again, it's exaggerated. So
And then,
he's probably 2.
why do you, man, you
Probably
are,
is still a puppy.
you cannot let that go, huh?
The prince actually killed them.
Okay.
You just can't let it
I
go.
bet James Earl Jones lived. He was 300, according to these guys. All right. Anyways, and then they flash forward, and it's Benny, or not Benny. It's Smalls
And Benny.
and Benny, but he's announcing the game, and you realize it's Benny the Jet Rodriguez.
Yeah, he said his end of career here.
Yeah.
So they kind of fast forward. So he's been a really good major league player.
Yeah, he said he hasn't done much this season or whatever. But then he steals home.
Steals home. Still's got the Jets.
The Jets.
Yeah.
He's wearing his PF Flyers. No, he's not.
But you see, they pan in, and you see the 3 balls you were talking about, and then the picture of the
And the
Sandlot
picture of
kids.
them.
Yeah.
And they would give a really corny thumbs up to each other. Because Benny gives slap.
I was wondering something. So James Earl Jones, he was in this movie and he was in Field of Dreams. Is he like a baseball?
I was wondering that too.
I'm sure he is.
Is
Yeah.
he like a big
We
fan
need to
of
watch
baseball?
Field of Dreams.
I bet you he is.
Field of Dreams
It
is
wouldn't
a good
surprise me.
movie. Yeah.
Field of Dreams, that one wasn't that the 80s?
I think it was late 80s.
Then yeah, that came.
Teenage
That's
Mutant-
before our time.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was late 80s. And
What?
so Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was late 80s, and so was Dragon Ball Z. So the original Dragon Ball Z.
Huh.
Dragon Ball Z.
2 terrible shows
1989.
by
Yep.
one person.
Still out of range. Anyways. Okay. You guys have your final thoughts?
All right, thoughts? Who wants to go
John,
first?
John, you go first because I feel like mine's going to take the longest.
I'm gonna piggyback off of you, Chris,
Okay.
because a lot of the lines that were supposed to be funny to me, and to make this movie like a really big iconic movie, I've heard them so many times
Yep.
before, and they get kind of boring.
Mm-hmm.
and they become almost like numb. Like you don't really think they're funny anymore. You just think it's a line.
Yep.
So it's really hard to look at it like unbiasedly like that.
Mm-hmm.
So Justin, I thought those lines were funny. I thought some of the movie was funny. I thought the other part of it was kind of boring, honestly. I don't know if that's just me being like grown up and it's supposed to be a kid's movie, but I'm gonna give you half a point.
Wow, that's not no. I don't accept that.
Okay, then I'll give you no points.
Terrible. I think y'all are wrong.
I was
You're
being
wrong.
nice about the half point, but if
You're
you're
wrong
gonna be
on
like
this.
that, I give you no points.
Half a point? That's ridiculous. All right, Chris, go on your rant. Go
I don't
ahead.
think he heard me when I said no points.
Go ahead.
Look,
He's
Go
still
ahead.
thinking he
Tear the
got
movie
his
up.
half point.
Go ahead.
Look, man.
Go ahead. No,
Okay,
go ahead.
Okay. Just chill out. Give me a
Oh,
second
no.
here. Okay, so
It's
look.
personal for me.
Okay, look. I told you my concern. It was not.
Stupid concern.
It was that I tried to look past that. I acted like those lines didn't exist, and there's still funny stuff in it. It was still funny. The peppercorn scene was great.
That's a classic scene and it's still funny.
Yeah, every scene-
I've seen it a couple times.
Every scene they did a really good job. Like every scenario they went in, whether it be playing the kids that were in the select, whether it be doing dip, whether it be in the Wendy stuff, whether it be playing 4th of July, they ended at a really sensible mental thing where the narrator was like, that was the best thing we ever did. We all walked away like kings that day. You know what I mean? Like they got married. You know, she always smiled at him when she walked. I like that part. I'm a sucker for sentiment and stuff. I'm telling you though, I did not like the scenes with the Beast. Here's the thing though, the Beast scene was about 15 minutes of the movie. The movie's like an hour and 40 minutes long. I'll give you a full point because if it wasn't for those 15 minutes, I would have really, really liked it. Those 15
Somebody's
minutes
got brain.
those 50 minutes made it really corny, and I feel like if I gave you half a point, this movie's not worth a point for the whole week. So you should probably get a point and a half.
Somebody's
I
got
don't
brain over
I
here.
just-
I know. I get what
don't-
you're saying. I do.
I don't feel like it's worth a point.
I think it's really looked at with rose-colored glasses. I think it's a lot worse
See-
than it's remembered.
And here's another thing, honestly, when it comes to the lines, I don't know if they were just super iconic at the time and everyone thought they were funny.
Yeah.
But looking at them now, do you think they're funny? Like the most famous lines.
I don't think I laughed out once at this movie.
But see you.
I didn't either.
Stop. Hold on. What you just said you can't really say that because you've said you've heard them so many times it's not funny anymore to you.
he's talking about the
But
other funny lines.
I'm talking about I'm talking about the ones that are famous.
So that's not. Is that really fair? Because would you just call Anchorman a funny movie still?
I get what you're saying.
Okay, so
No,
that's.
no,
I don't think that's a fair assessment because of course something's got. If I watch a stand-up special over and over and over, like every couple of weeks, of course it's not going to be funny anymore. Of course, if I hear the same line over and over, I'm not going to laugh.
To me,
I don't think it's a fair criticism to say that it's not funny because you've heard it. I'm making y'all watch Sandlot 2. We're watching Sandlot 2. There is a second one.
I know there is.
He's just
Same
pissed.
director.
That's all
Yes.
it is. He's just pissed that I gave him half a point.
All right, so now we're gonna do what we did last week, where we do a what'd you call it? Nostalgia fight.
NCF.
How about nostalgia fight?
NCF. Nostalgia character fight.
Okay.
NCF.
So before you do it, let me explain it. So me and John have a hat of different characters that we both have in our shows. Justin's gonna pick from the hat, and then he wrote down different powers that they're gonna be given to the characters, and we have to argue to see who would win in that scenario. So first he's gonna pick John's character.
All right, so John,
Yeah.
your character is the Genu Force.
The Ginyu Force.
All right, that says Genu Force.
All right, so I'm the Ginyu Force.
All right, you're the Ginyu
If you don't know remember the Ginyu Force, it's the characters
I
that
wish I was you.
dance ridiculously.
And then Chris's character is Vader
the wrestler from
BMW World.
Okay, what are my powers?
Frankie's
What are my
dad.
powers? So I'm the whole
All right.
entire Ginyu. I'm all 5 of them.
John's power, all right, for the Ginyu Force is turn body into pudding.
I can turn body into pudding.
No, their body into pudding.
So my body's a pudding?
So it can you can turn your body into pudding.
Oh,
You don't
I don't want to use this power.
You can't
Do I
turn
have
anybody.
to-
You can't
do I
turn
have
the-
to use
You
it?
can only turn your body into pudding.
You don't have to use it.
And Chris's power is the power of flight.
Oh, take it. But I can fly. I'm the Ginyu Force. The Ginyu Force can
Okay.
fly.
All
So
right.
your power is irrelevant.
Okay.
I'm strong, even though I'm
I am also strong. You saw him manhandle Eric.
I think
okay,
the
so
Ginyu Force wins
this is what I'm
one.
gonna do. I'm gonna turn myself into I'm gonna turn. So I have 5 of me. So I'm gonna turn 3 of me into pudding
Wait,
and just
Justin?
shove myself down you.
Judge, can you turn just 3 of the 5 into pudding?
The Ginyu, it says turn yourself into pudding.
Okay, wait.
Okay, so
wait.
so can I turn? Can I?
What's
what?
the name of this thing again? What are we calling this?
Ginyu Force.
We're gonna
No, no.
call NCF.
Yeah, nostalgia.
A nostalgia character fight.
So you said character, not characters. Pick one of them.
All right, I'm Captain Ginyu. Okay.
So he's gonna turn Captain
I'm
Ginyu
not
into
gonna.
pudding,
Okay, so
and Vader's gonna eat the pudding.
So I was about to say no. So can I turn like? No, I can't.
you can
do
only
that.
turn yourself into pudding.
Can I suffocate him? I'm gonna turn myself into pudding.
All you can do is turn
and,
yourself into pudding.
and gag you out
Vader
and
will
kill
eat
you.
all of it. At least
I'm
not
gonna
Big
gag
Vader.
you out and kill you.
You know how big Vader is. He'll eat all of it.
So you're gonna like
Okay,
stick
so
your
this one.
arm-
No. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna turn myself into pudding. I'm gonna go inside you. I'm gonna turn myself back into my kidney force.
All I said is you can turn
And
yourself
kill
into
you.
pudding. I never said you can move.
What?
Or turn yourself
No,
back.
you're been more. You need to be
Pudding
more
can't.
specific.
Pudding can't move. You're just pudding.
But I have the power to fly.
Can you turn yourself back?
So just don't turn yourself into pudding.
Okay, I'm gonna use my laser powers and just kill you.
Just-
He's
no.
pretty strong.
No.
Captain Ginyu is pretty strong.
got you.
Vader is gonna say, wait, who are you? And you're gonna do your dance for a minute. And while you're doing that, Vader's gonna sit on you and take you out.
He's gonna sit on me. Okay.
John wins this one.
So I just gotta win one more round and I win.
Yeah, round 2.
Or are
Round
we doing?
two.
Are we gonna do 3 out of 5 or just 2 out of 3?
2 out of
I don't
3.
have enough characters for 3 out of 5.
Okay.
All right, so John, you're gonna be Smart House, the actual house.
Yes.
Chris, you're gonna be T-Rex from Jurassic Park.
Oh damn it!
John, your power is
Dang it! Oh, no.
My other one in there was...
John. Your power is swords for legs.
What?
Swords for legs. So I don't think the house has legs. So
I have to have legs.
you have no
hologram
power.
legs.
Okay.
So I guess the
it never
hologram has
says,
legs?
It never says how many legs I can have. I can have like millions of little swords for legs, and that means I can move. I can dodge you.
Houses don't have legs. Oh, I see what you're saying.
And then the T-Rex.
Yeah.
What do we got here?
I don't even know it's gonna be one of yours.
A big penis.
Okay, so my swords for legs, I can actually move now, so I can escape your little going through the house type of scenario.
But it is a T-Rex.
Let's be honest. The AI would be really attracted to the T-Rex's big penis, and it'd probably.
I don't think so. Okay, honestly, Pat seemed really attracted to the dad, so I don't know if she's really attracted to animals. I don't know if she goes that direction. And plus, I have a slaughterhouse apparently in their basement, so I'm just gonna cut you up.
T-Rex will.
And I got long arms. I got long arms that I can extend in
You
like
have no arms.
the house does.
Oh yeah, the little
Octopus
pencil
arms.
things.
Talk
Yeah.
about OP characters.
I'm just gonna wrap. I'm just gonna wrap you around.
Talk about OP characters. That's all I'm saying.
I was a house. I couldn't move
Okay, here's what
until
I would-
he gave me legs.
All right, here's what I would do. I would let you take me. I would go down to the slaughterhouse, eat all the animals down there, climb my way back up.
I can really do that. I don't think a house that has swords as legs can run really fast. I don't think that's a possibility.
All he needs to do is find that one room with all the panel stuff and just eat it.
Yeah, I think
All right.
I think T-Rex wins this one.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
think he did
That's the
too.
3. Here we go.
All right, so John,
Oh yeah.
so
one more
you're
power.
10 inches tall,
I'm 10 inches tall.
and your character is the Crooked Ninja Turtle Gang.
Okay.
Okay, again, you have to pick one. No, you can take all of them. That's fine. That's fine.
So they're all 10 inches tall.
Okay.
And Chris, you are the Hey Arnold Grandma,
Yeah.
and your power is
Hey Arnold Graham.
stretchy arms.
Perfect.
That's exactly what I think about.
All right. So the Crooked Ninja Turtle game, they can fight. I mean, they wouldn't be able to do really if they couldn't fight, they wouldn't be able to rob all the places that they robbed.
But they're 10 inches tall.
The grandma is very spry.
Yeah, but she's still a grandma.
But she has stretchy arms.
And I'll stomp
I'm just
you.
gonna crawl up you. I'm just gonna crawl up your pants and everything like that.
Okay, so I have my dogs from the episode where I'm sledding.
I'm already inside you.
Oh, God.
All right, you win. I don't want to do this anymore. You win.
Good Lord.
I meant inside of your clothes.
All right, well, that was whatever the hell we're calling this. I don't know what stupid name we came up with, but whatever.
Okay, all right. John wins, and I feel violated.
Did I win? Yeah. I violated you, but I don't care.
John, if you were to find us, if you even wanted to, where would we go?
So you can find us at Another Man's Pod at Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You can also email us at anothermanspod@gmail.com. We would really like for you to email us about something that you would like us to do.
Tell us why we're wrong
maybe
about
a
Sandlot
game that you
and
would
why-
like us to play, because we're gonna start trying to play some games like at the very end and try to kind of change some things up a little
Yeah,
bit.
tell them, make sure you email and say Sandlot was a really good movie and that they're all wrong.
We
and
can
that their
even
opinions
vote on
are
that,
wrong.
Justin. That's fine. I'll do the vote. I'll do the
No,
poll.
we need to vote on Yu-Gi-Oh! And see if the Dragon Ball Z point actually counts. Because if you'll vote for Yu-Gi-Oh!
We should.
Then it's
Well,
a
okay,
point.
hey, will you guys stop all your crap if no one votes for Yu-Gi-Oh?
Will you sacrifice your point if everybody does vote for Yu-Gi-Oh?
Yes.
All right.
I'll put my
I don't
point
know
on the
what's
line.
going on,
I
nor
will
do I
put my
care.
point on the line.
Okay, sounds good.
And hey, you post it.
I'll post it.
You do the posting. If you want us to play another game on, if you just want to play us another game or you have a suggestion of a game that we could play, just email us that, and we'll try to take that into consideration.
Yep.
Only consideration.
Or if you have suggestions for this game, if you want us to do a certain character or do a certain power, give us those suggestions also, and we will use them in the next time. All right, we're also going to be doing some video games pretty soon here for some releases that are coming out.
Are they going to take it out?
What?
Are they going to take us off YouTube when it comes
Probably
over
not
here?
these. They better not. So be sure to check out that. We'll let you know when they're up, but we have a couple of different options that are coming up in the next couple weeks. So be sure to watch those. We didn't say what we're doing next week.
Chris, what are we doing next week?
So next week is my movie, the final movie of the baseball trilogy, and it's going to be A League of Their Own. This was a really big movie to me when I was little. Like I said, I have a sister. This is a kind of a woman empowerment movie, but she really liked it, and so I watched it a lot when I was little. And this is probably my favorite baseball movie. And there's some really good stuff. I don't know if y'all seen this.
Yep.
Okay, good. Well, we'll talk about it. There's some good characters, and it's
I'm
gonna be good.
upset.
Well, I know, but you said you didn't like.
I'm upset.
You like League until you're older. I like this when I was little. Like this is.
I didn't see it when I was little.
Okay. Anyway, so we're gonna watch League of Their Own.
I'm still upset about it.
Whatever. You got 2 points for Angels of the Outfield. You can't be too
Right.
upset. All right. So yeah.
Justin only got a point for his Sandlot.
Yep. A point and a half.
No,
We're
if he's gonna do Sandlot 2, I'm taking back my half
Sandlot 2.
point.
He already sabotaged his perfect record he had by making us watch Yu-Gi-Oh! And then forfeiting a point because he says he's not gonna watch any more of it.
So did he lose a point? Mm-hmm. So he didn't gain any points, and then he lost a point.
It was a
because
3-point
he
swing.
forfeited. Huh?
It was a 3-point swing. Was it worth it?
It was. Because that's shitty how Dragon Ball was.
So thank you all for listening. We will see you next week with A League of Their Own.
Peace.